Thank you so much for staying tuned with me here in the studio. He is a youth leader of the ruling PDP in Edo State, an architect, a politician, an entrepreneur. Join me to welcome Theodorus Irabor. Theodorus, welcome to TMI.
Thank you very much for saying, good morning, viewers.
It's all about subsidy removal, and they've been talking about this. You heard my first set of analysts. They totally condemned it, saying Nigeria is not ripe for it, and they gave reasons. The reason why they stuck to their opinion, and they heaped more blames on the government of the day. What's your angle?
I think I wouldn't even want to look at it from the area of the government, or rather see it from the area of the citizens, because ideally the government have a role to play in policy making, and the citizens also have their own role to play in accepting the information being passed down by the government, and the response to that should be seen by the citizen, because actually this same citizen voted this government in 2015 with several promises. I think as a responsible citizen, we should sit down and look at the electoral promises being made to us in 2015, because in 2015 they said they are going to reduce the price of petroleum. But right now, you're talking about removing subsidy. When I got the news, I posted it on my status. Some people called out, oh, I shouldn't play politics with this, that the government, actually, this subsidy is a scam. And what I said is, first of all, in developed society, they subsidize things. If this government rode on the mantra of fighting corruption, why don't you sanitize the system? Are you going to throw away the baby and the bad? Are you going to throw the baby with the bad water because you can't sanitize the system? You are going to stop the process. This is the only thing, as a citizen of Nigeria, that we enjoy, whether it's being done rightly or even wrongly. This is the only thing that we even okay. We are oil producing. This is the only benefit. We've forgotten so fast that this president came that every year is going to be building one refinery. Why are we still subsidizing this product? If Buhari have kept to his promise of building one refinery every year, by now, this is the 6th year, we should have had 6 functional refineries running in this country. And the issue of subsidy would have been long forgotten. But this man has failed to keep to any of the electoral promises that he made to Nigeria. And we are still here discussing issues that doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense at all. The citizens should wake up to their responsibility. If something like this is happening in developed world, you will see how the citizens will respond. Let's forget about NSC. Let's forget about TS. Let's forget even the main opposition party. Because as far as I'm concerned, we are not doing enough. Playing the role of opposition to this government. This government has failed. And all we need to do is
if you say their faith is relative, because to some people they are succeeding.
No, in what yardstick do you measure success? Because when you look at successes, you look at the index. When these people came into power, what were the prices of this item? What are the prices today? Okay, what were their electoral promises? What did they tell us? Have they kept to any of them? How can you say they've succeeded? This is a monumental failure from the government. Talking about subsidy that you are going to be giving 5,000. 5,000 to who? Are you giving it to the civil servants that are released that are getting 30,000 naira a month when a bag of rice is 34,000 naira? So let's even assume as a civil servant, all you need to be eating is rice. You are not going to pay transport to work. Your money cannot even buy you the rice. And are we going to sit down and watch this happen again? This is time for the citizens to wake up to their responsibility. As long as the government have a responsibility, we the citizens, we also have a responsibility. We must resist this devilish act that they are even proposing. For them to propose it at all is evil and it must be condemned.
But as trying to stabilize the economy, that the shoulder of the government to carry subsidy load is getting weaker and weaker by the day, vis-a-vis translating into the economy.
We have seen a lot of policy somersault by this administration. They come up, they'll tell you, oh, we are going to remove, we are closing black market, there won't be black market again, and right now that is why dollar is over 500. They just make decisions and they don't see it through. They don't check the end from the beginning before making their policies. We've seen that we are being governed by the worst of us. It's the worst of us that are governing the best of us.
You cannot say that.
No,
you cannot say that.
This is a worst administration.
Many people will have various opinions of that. They were talking about the best of the best, not the worst.
The best of the best in what way? In capacity building or in what? In which area can you say Nigeria is moving in the right direction? Which area can you single out and say, oh, this administration have done this? The APC are failed in all the promises they made to us.
You cannot say they failed in all.
I just gave you the index. What did they tell us about refinery? They said they were going to build refinery one every year for next 4 years. That during their first term, and we didn't see anyone. And they deceived the people to vote for them again. Whether they actually vote or they got into power in their own midst again. And right now you're talking about subsidy. You failed in the first, and you also told us that you are going to make $1 equal to $1 during your campaign. And right now it's 500 to $1, and that has caused a lot of inflation. I'm a manufacturer, and I know how much it is right now to sell a bucket of paint. Chemical is almost ×3. From last year to this year, it's ×2 already. Because of this dollar rate, most of the chemicals are being imported into the country. And if you check the exchange rate, you can't blame anybody. And there's inflation everywhere. The only thing that we're managing is that, almost transport is relatively the same. Right now, you're going to make it ×2 for us again. How do we transport our product from one location to another? This is a policy that will affect everything. So the citizens must wake up. In developed world, you don't just come out and say you are doing this, you are doing that. There is subsidy in almost everything in developed world. And the only two things you are subsidizing, you are removing it right now without any alternative. You said you are giving 5,000 to who? Where is the money you shared during COVID? The billions that came into the country. Did you get any whistle? Because I didn't get, and I doubt any person in this studio got. So which pocket those money entered? And the same thing will happen to this subsidy. Subsidy is evenly shared. Whether it's a poor man or a big man, we all buy for it. But the quantity different for what a big man will consume and what a poor man. But at least you still benefit when you need to benefit it. Even if you don't buy, you would enter public transport. Those transporters, they bought for it. That's why the price is still relative. By the time you put it, so it's going to affect everybody. And this money you want to share, it won't get to the pocket of everybody. And it's even more expensive now. You said your subsidy is 1.8 trillion. And if you share 5,000 to 40 million people, that would be over 2 billion. Times it by 12, you see it's 2.8 billion. So it's even more. So why are you sacrificing less for more? You are trying to impoverish us more by doing this. So we will not accept this, and I will call on all civil society group, NSC, and ordinary masses on the road. This is not time for us to fold our hands. This is our destiny, and we must fight to ensure that we don't impoverish ourselves and the generation coming behind us.
All right, apart from removing this subsidy, what do you think the government should have done better?
The government, as we speak right now, is being ruled by jokers.
Hold on. You just cannot say it's being ruled by jokers. We're crying out loud.
The policies are what
these are sane men and women pushing policies, and of course that is going to make the country better. We call them jokers.
Do you know why I said
that is quite an exception?
Do you know why I said they are jokers? How can you put a lawyer to handle works? These are people that are totally naive in this field. How can they give you good policies? How can you take a lawyer to be a minister of transport? What does he know about transportation? What does he know about public management, public administration? So that is where the president should sit down at this moment and have a total overhaul of his cabinet. Because the truth of the matter, he is not going to do everything. But he needs the best brain around him. That is how a smart leader operates. You assemble the best brain, and they give you, that will be the best in each area. Bring them together and just control them. And if you do that, before you know, you see things working. We can see Okonjo-Iweala, after he left, you've seen where she has gotten to in her career. Look at our former minister of Agri. Look at where he has gone to in this. Those are best heads in each sector. Get best heads. There are still good people in this country. There are intelligent people that can push policies. Not carrying people because of political affiliation. This guy was able to deliver his state to me. Because of that, I must compensate him as being a minister. No. That is why the country is where we are today.
All right, now
the best brain.
The best brain. I understand that for the meantime, the subsidy should be removed or just left the way it is for now.
It cannot be removed. We are going to mobilize to ensure that this injustice does not happen.
We are not talking about mobilization right now. We're talking about the way forward. Please, apart from
no,
this,
because if they go ahead, we must resist this policy. If we don't resist, it's going to affect everybody. It's not about me. It's not about you, but it's about the generality of the people.
Well, we'll press for time. As you can see, our time is up. I'd be able to make it earlier than this would have been something else. Something else. Well, what advice do you have for Nigerians and, of course, the government of the day? Positively.
I want to advise Nigeria that this is not time for us to sit down and watch everything happen. We should be involved in governance. And this is time for everybody to go and get their PVC. Because with your PVC, you can determine who rules you, who you elect into office. If the person doesn't suit your aspiration, you can change the person at any time. But when you don't have PVC, it's easy for anybody to maneuver the electoral process.
Thank you so much, Theodore. I wish we have enough time, but our time is up.
Thank you.
Well, Nigerians have heard in. Let's see what will happen, because Nigerians have been talking about this. They are saying it's not going to be funny if it's eventually removed. You get to hear fuel being sold as high as 300 and something naira per liter. Electricity tariff taken off. Also, you're going to calculate the price of electricity. Some are saying they can even, they barely see it, and they are paying for it. Talk less of it being jacked up, so to speak. Let's see if the government will have a rethink, because they are saying early next year. It's not far from now. Early next year, this is what is going to happen. Is it going to be for the benefit of the economy, or for the detriment, or to the detriment of the masses? Only time will tell. His opinions has nothing to do with ITV, but it did its best possible to make sure he followed the regulations governing the airwaves. So all of us in the studio was saying, make Nigeria a better place by what you do, by what you see, by what you say. It's all about positivity. Eventually we'll get out of it. Bye for now.